about Putin before, and she didn't change her mind. So that's one of the main reasons why Merkel is a big enemy from Putin. So I don't believe that she changed her mind about Mr. Putin, because she has a lot of experience with the Russians or the Soviets in East Germany, and in the Christian Democratic Party, as a more conservative party, there was always a distance to Russia and especially to Putin. So the main supporter of Putin was always the Social Democratic Party. Without the FSB, the Russian organized crime couldn't exist. The FSB is the Krisha of all organized crime groups. If you are looking the classic so-called thief-in-law, this Vori ve Zakone, in the time when the Gulag was, they are spying for the KGB, and this didn't change. They are and they were and they are the instrument of the FSB. There are a lot of information from the security service in Switzerland and also in Germany that the FSB gives the order for organized crime to groups to operate, and that they are the part, more or less, of the FSB. When you're looking of all the high-ranking godfathers of the so-called Russian mafia, you're looking to Mr. Mogilevich, Mr. Mikhailov, and so on, they are all connected to the FSB. Without the FSB, they couldn't act here in Europe. They are all parts of economic crimes, sometimes parts of arms dealing, of drug dealing, of blackmailing people here. So organized. You have small criminals, but they aren't so important. If you are looking in Berlin to what's a part of prostitution, they are Russian organized crime groups, and they are the reason why they are powerful and so successful was that they are, let's say, that the FSB is it's part of this organized crime. You can't divide it. They have a function for the FSB to collect informations, to organized, let's say, robberies, which seems to be criminal, but which has a political background. And this happened here in Germany, this happened in Austria, this happened in Switzerland. Germany, when we are looking, you told me that you are in Baden-Baden, big influence from people who belongs to the organized crime, building houses, real estates, with contacts to the mayor, to the former mayor of Baden-Baden, to collect informations if they are founded companies which had contacts to politicians on the very small level and on the middle level of Germany. They infiltrate them and they're trying to get in some kinds of monopoly that you need these companies. Without it, you can't do nothing. Without the order of Putin, or about his knowledge from Putin, nothing could happen. Putin was not only a KGB agent, he was the head of the FSB at the end of the 19th. And the FSB is his, let's say, his political family. and the FSB will not 100%, but 90% I'm sure, do nothing without the knowledge of Vladimir Putin. So there is no indications that say that the FSB is working against Putin, that the FSB operates very independent from Mr. Putin. The structure of the Russian state is centralized to Mr. Putin, so he's responsible for all this what happened also here in Germany. And I don't know any critical word about the relationship between really right-wing, right radical organizations here in Germany or in France. You can look to Le Pen, and also to Austria, to right-wing crazy nationalists like Mr. Dugin or Zhirinovsky. The story was creating to one person in Berlin, a so-called Russlanddeutscher, Russian German, with direct links to right-wing organizations in Russia. And what you can see there, that by these Lisa demonstrations, who are part of it. They are Chechenians, which belongs to Putin. You have people from the Russian embassy there and consulate, general consulate, and you have some right-wing crazy people too. But it was a big mobilization by the community of so-called Russlanddeutschen against the German government, against the liberal democratic system. Lisa was only, let's say, a small point, but the main aim was to demonstrate against a liberal democratic state here in Germany. It was always a fake, this case, Lisa, and also only oriented to Putin. So this was the next step, and this could be an operation from FSB, whatever, but it's clear that the main direction of these activities are to build up the Russian Germans here in Germany against the democratic system. This was without any doubt.